It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, October 15th. How is everyone doing today? It's hump day. Are you humping your way through the day? I hope you are. I hope everyone is humping their way through the day. Let me just tell you, after watching a few of those Dancing with the Stars performances yesterday, wow. Wow. Do we have some handsome people on that show? Some beauties on that show. We're going to get into Dancing with the Stars. We're going to talk about Kim Kardashian on Call Her Daddy. She had some words to say about Kanye West. That's kind of like something I'm going to sneeze. This is not good timing. Excuse me. Whenever I think of Kanye West, I get allergic. I think I'm allergic to Kanye West. We are going to talk about a few other things. Updates on Ellen Greenberg's ex. Scott Wolf posts for Kelly Wolf's birthday. That was like a blast from the past. We haven't talked about Kelly Wolf in a while, but we do have an update on Kelly Wolf in treatment. We also have an update on Blake. I was going to say Blake Wolf. Blake Lively posted unhinged content. I can't wait to talk about that. There's so many little random stories that we can talk about today. I'm excited to get into it. It will be a fun show. I just feel like today's going to be fun. We're going to laugh. Get ready. We're going to laugh today. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit the like. We're going to have fun. Everyone, it's your daily dose of Donna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone that is new to the community. Thank you so much. I am currently wearing SKIMS Bush underwear. In case you're wondering what looks different here, I'm having a different hair day because I am bushed out. You know, this is something that I am shocked by. We'll get into that when we talk about Kim Kardashian in just a moment. Oh, we're also going to talk a little bit about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City at the end because I found it fascinating. I watched it at 5 this morning. What do you do at 5 in the morning when you wake up early? Do you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City like I do? OMG. Let's talk about this underwear. What? I mean, this is literally Kim Kardashian with SKIMS released thongs that basically, this is what it looks like. I'm going to use Todd if you guys have been around for a while. It's like literally a bush coming off your vag. Okay. Or I can use Blake Lively for this one. It's just underwear with Blake. What is going on? And I said, hey, what the hell? You know, we spend a lot of money to not look like that, right? I think that laser hair removals are going to be pissed off. They're like, wait, we're out of style. That is something I'm confused about. And do you wear it over your pants or under your pants? Very confused about it. Like, truly. I thought it was a joke when I saw it, but apparently it's a real thing. And I did hear that they sold out. Okay. It's real. It says Kim Kardashian SKIMS just dropped fake pubic hair on their underwear. And fans are freaking out. Yeah. Who wants to look like that? Who wants to look like that? I don't. I mean, maybe, do you think that husbands are into that? Like guys are into that? Do you wear it for yourself or do you wear it for the man in your life or the woman in your life? I should send a picture. Well, I did post about it on my Instagram last night. I'm curious if Lance would be into it. I didn't ask him. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask Lance what he thinks. And let's see. Are you into it? I'm going to ask. Are you into this? Let's see. See what he says. I'm not. Kim Kardashian, we'll get into that a little bit later. I just think that there's just not enough good ideas, you know? So you just have to kind of break the mold. I think it's just they need people to talk about them. That's probably what I think. Let's get into some stories. There's a lot of stories to talk about. Before we do, speaking of our bodies, I want to remind you guys about some of our sponsors. The first one is Hers. And if you guys know, For Hers is a product that I use for myself. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to weight loss treatment plans for every budget. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option. If prescribed, you can get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, and access to 24/7 online support at no additional cost. No hidden fees and no membership fees. Weight Loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive. Hers provides access to affordable weight loss plans built around oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options. With oral medication kits starting at just $69, of course, 69 baby, per month with a 10-month plan when paid up front in full. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time you find the best option that works for you through Hers. Whether you want to lose weight, grow thicker, fuller hair, maybe down by your bush, or find relief for anxiety, Hers has you covered. Visit forhers.com/dailydose to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers, forhers.com/dailydose, forhers.com/dailydose. Weight Loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not approved or reviewed for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased. Let's see if Lance responded about the bush. Oh, big time. He said no with a vomit face. Lance is not into the bush. No, he said. So he's not into it. So who is she trying to get with this audience? I'm confused. It must be a Halloween costume, right? It's got to be. Another great sponsor of mine this week is Athletic Greens, AG1. And you know, I have to say, AG1 is a favorite of mine. I drink it every day. I used to take a ton of different vitamins and supplements, but AG1 has replaced so much of my cabinet. So many of my favorite podcasters and influencers and Instagram people that I follow drink AG1 and have been using AG1. It's clinically shown to support gut health and filling common nutrient gaps. With 5 probiotic strains and 75 vitamins and minerals, AG1 Next Gen replaces the need for a multivitamin, probiotics, and more. You know, I was watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and Mary was like, I don't want to eat salmon. I don't want to eat raw salmon because I could get a parasite. And I was thinking, you know, it's a good thing I take AG1 because I'm not worried about my gut health, because that has all the probiotics and all of the stuff. And the great thing about AG1, if you guys want to use my code, which is Daily Dose, you can get a free welcome kit, including a bottle of vitamin D. It's a dropper. I put it into my AG1, including their new tropical flavor, and free AG1 travel packs when you first subscribe. It's a great deal. The flavors are phenomenal. I use this and you should use it too. So head to drinkag1.com/dailydose to get a free welcome kit, including that bottle of vitamin D and the travel packs when you first subscribe. That's drinkag1.com/dailydose. Check it out. All right, let's get into the Scott Wolf, Kelley Wolf story. A lot of you guys have been asking me, what's going on with Kelley Wolf? Haven't heard about her for so long. Is she okay? If you guys don't remember, I was following that story like I was on it. I was like at the opening of Marshall's. Do you guys remember that commercial? Tell me you guys remember that commercial. Marshall's, open, 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 open. You remember that, right? I was obsessed. So, excuse me, thirsty. Marshall's, Kelley Wolf about, I wish I had the exact dates in front of me. I don't in front of me, but maybe this article will give me exact dates. Kelley Wolf, obviously, we were following this story nonstop. It was a pretty intense story. It was actually really sad. She was going through a lot a few months ago. In June, they announced their divorce, she and Scott Wolf, and then it led to about 2 months of just chaos. She was posting on social media every day. She was going to, um, she was just a little out of control, let's be real. There was a lot of drinking. I don't even wanna say alleged. It was, like, pretty clear there was a lot of substance use and drinking and chaotic posting and late night talking, and it was a lot. It was a lot, and it did not feel very, calming to watch. We were all watching, and she was going in and out of treatment. Remember, this is Kelley Wolf, Scott Wolf's ex, well, separated wife. Scott Wolf is the actor. Kelley Wolf was on MTV's Real World years and years ago, and we were watching it. And she recently went into finally mental health treatment, and she was forced into it from what we had heard because she was a danger to herself or to others. It was a long process getting her there. She was posting herself on live. She was saying that she was being detained by police. She posted that she, didn't want to go and she had to go, but she didn't want to go and she was breaking out of these detainments, but it was clear there was a mental health issue. In late August, she was arrested for doxing Scott and charged with the 2 Class B misdemeanors of the electronic disclosure of personal identifying information and 1 Class B misdemeanor of electronic communications harassments. At the time, court documents showed that she was ordered not to consume any alcohol or narcotic drug or other controlled substance unless prescribed by a doctor, and she had to participate in inpatient or outpatient medical behavior or psychological or psychiatric treatment. She was dropped off at a rehab by her brother as far as we could tell, and then she left the rehab and she was going back and forth, and Scott, was granted temporary sole custody of their 3 kids. She was ordered not to have contact. They were going back and forth to court, and a source told People when she was admitted last month for a court-ordered minimum 60-day involuntary psychiatric hold that she was currently being held against her will as she was deemed a danger to herself and others. Um, and it was a 60-day involuntary psychiatric hold. They said right now it's important to stabilize her mood with medication, but she is okay. Apparently, according to this story, in People Magazine, Us Weekly, everywhere, they're saying that she has transferred to another rehab, but she's still in some sort of a rehab. And that is hopefully what, is good, right? That's a good thing that she is still in treatment. And she did post something on her stories just the other day, like out of nowhere. She posted a picture or a video of like a reel of an animal. And from my source, it was just, she has access to her phone a little bit every day, and that's good. Now, it was her birthday yesterday. It was her 49th birthday. And out of nowhere, Scott Wolf, who's remained very quiet in the last few weeks, posted on his Instagram. He posted a very, very sweet post for her. I'll pull it up for you guys. And it was very kind of calm and sweet and mellow. And it was basically just saying, happy birthday. It didn't really share details, and it was an old picture of her. A lot of people, I think, saw it and they were like, oh, that's so sweet. They're back together. It's not a new picture. I think it's pretty clear it's not a new picture. It actually, when I first saw it, I was like, wow, it doesn't even look anything like her. It almost, to me, didn't even recognize her. For a second when I saw her, it made me think, is it her sister or something? Right? She looks so healthy and she just looks so sweet and so happy and just calm. She looks a little bit more of a healthy weight and just relaxed. Now he says, happy birthday to you. And it's a very sweet picture. Now, a lot of people are like, I hope he doesn't take her back. In the comments, people are being mean about it. I don't know if this is a, you know, a sign of anything or whatever, but I know that it is a, it's just a nice gesture. It's nice to see this. And I think if more people were as nice as Scott Wolf, we'd have a better society because he could be so cold and so mean to her. And instead, he's choosing to be kind and nice. And I think that that's a really sweet move, in my opinion. And I think that's nice. It's probably also for their kids, if you know what I mean. I have to shut down my chat. It's slowing down my computer. Anyway, I think it's a very sweet move and I appreciate it. I thought it was nice. Okay, let's move on to our next story. Let's talk about Ellen Greenberg's ex, Sam Goldberg. Now, this story, of course, I'm going to stay on top of. As you know, I've talked about it now for a few days. Just let me know in the comments. Have you seen the documentary yet for Hulu? Make sure you have. We're going to be kind of covering this on and off for the next few, however long. I have a few guests coming up that are going to be covering it with me. We're trying to get justice for Ellen Greenberg and her parents. It's really, really important for me. And for, I would say, for Ellen's family. I get obsessive over stories like this, and I really, really want to get justice. It becomes like a thing that I find myself, I guess, a little hyperfixated on. So for me, I want you guys to get to know the story. Now, I follow a few people on YouTube. Like I had Gavin on my show the other day, Gavin Fish, and he talks about it often. So you can follow people like him. I'll have some other guests that are talking about it here on YouTube that will be on my show as well. Now, Sam Goldberg is the fiance, the ex-fiance, obviously, because she has obviously passed away and he has moved on with his life. And he has been silent. The only time he's ever spoken about anything has been on CNN in 2024. He briefly talked about it and said, yeah, he's just sad, sad about it, whatever. It's He has been quiet. He hasn't said anything about it. He's been kind of MIA. Now, yesterday, Daily Mail, my favorite, Daily Mail always kind of finds these really great articles for me. And they had a Daily Mail Plus article that I did a whole TikTok long episode, like a 10-minute long TikTok, and I posted it here on YouTube yesterday. But it's a Daily Mail Plus exclusive, so I'll take you behind a paywall for this one. And it shows Sam Goldberg yesterday. They basically found him, Daily Mail found him outside of his luxury apartment in New York City on Gramercy Place, because Sam Goldberg is a very, very wealthy man. He's a very wealthy man, and he lives a very, very nice, I would say a very nice life. He is moved on. He lives a nice life. And she, meanwhile, has no life. She's gone. And he is hoping that no one even brings him up ever again as part of the story. But unfortunately, that's not usually how these things work. Sam Goldberg wanted this to go away. Understandably, because wouldn't you if you were Sam? But let me just ask you guys a question. Like, put yourself in Sam's shoes. You come home from the gym. You go downstairs in your apartment building's gym and you work out for an hour, and then you come back upstairs and you recognize the fact that you can't get into your apartment building or your apartment. This is according to Sam Goldberg's story. And so you text your fiance, what the hell? Get me in, 9 times or whatever. And then he can't get in. And he finally, according to Sam, pushes his way into the apartment and finds this harrowing scene. And if you listen to the 911 call, you can hear exactly how he's finding her. This is, of course, after he calls his uncle and cousin. And he sees his fiance, the love of his life, the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with, Ellen Greenberg, young 27-year-old woman, on the floor in his kitchen, in their kitchen, with a knife. Well, he doesn't recognize the knife at first, even though it's a 10-inch kitchen knife. He doesn't see it. But he lays on the floor and it's all over, like blood everywhere. And she's covered in these stab wounds. He doesn't notice the knife, of course, but he's like, oh my God, calls 911. I don't know what's wrong. There's blood. There's blood. He finds out that she is dead quickly after that, right? He sees she's not breathing. There's a knife. He says she fell on a knife. She did this to herself. That's the first thing you would think, right? When you see a knife in someone's chest, you think, oh my God, they fell on it, even though they're laying on their back. That tracks. Weird. Now I sound like Kelley. Weird. It doesn't track. But what's really weird about this story, you guys, what is really weird about this story is if you love someone, okay, put yourself in his shoes. You love someone desperately and you're a man and you care and you're a protector. You're a protector. And you come home and you see the love of your life, a small, petite woman, brutally attacked in your kitchen. Why wouldn't you ever, A, be petrified? Who the hell came in here and killed the love of my life? And then B, why wouldn't you fight for justice to find out who killed the love of your life? Why would you just be so satisfied? Suicide? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to move on with my life. Cool. It's crazy because if you're a smart man and you cared so much about this person, you probably would also be like, but what? Why would they're not the kind of person that would do this to themselves. They loved me. We were supposed to have a life together. I don't understand why would she do this to herself? Like, it would kill him inside. So that is the weirdest part. There's so many weird parts. A lot of you guys are saying in the comments, and then the uncle comes and takes the computer, right? There's so many layers to this case. So we're going to talk about it all. Now, this article is maddening because Sam Goldberg was spotted not looking great, I'm not going to lie, because this was him. I mean, of course, it was 14 years ago and everyone ages, but a lot of people age good. I'm just going to say, holding on to secrets sometimes can really wear on you. Now, I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying it is a little shady. Let's find a good picture of him. There's not really that many, but this is him talking on the phone outside of his Gramercy beautiful apartment, luxury apartment, they're liking to say. And this article just talks about the fact that he was asked by Daily Mail, how you feel? And he says, I feel screwed over. He feels screwed over by the Hulu documentary. He says it sucks. It sucks. It's awful. And I have nothing else to say, he says. And in 2024, he wrote to CNN and he says, when Ellen took her own life, it left me bewildered. She was wonderful and a kind person who had everything to live for. When she died, a part of me died with her. Unimaginably, in the years that have passed, I've had to endure, because it's about him, the unimaginable passing of my future wife and the pathetic and despicable attempts to desecrate my reputation and her privacy by creating a narrative that embraces lies, distortions, and falsehoods in order to avoid the truth. And then he says mental illness is very real and has many victims, because he's trying to say that she had such severe mental illness that she did this to herself. He says, I hope and pray that you never lose someone you love like I did to a terrible disease and then can be accused by ignorant and misinformed people of causing her death. Okay. So it's a very, very odd story. And I wonder, this is how her body was stabbed. Can you guys please look at this picture and understand? you have to be a severe, what is it called? Like a masochist or a sadist? Like, which is the one where you're so wanting to abuse yourself or like hurt yourself? You have to be so into self-harm that you can do this to yourself, but also like badly, not just like a nick. This is severe. What? And the fact that this new medical the new medical examiner, Lindsay Simon, decided to re-examine this 14 years later, and still, because she said there was no evidence that Sam Goldberg and Ellen Greenberg had issues. There was no evidence of it. What? So if you don't have actual evidence of any arguments between them, then there's no problems. But you have to understand, they confiscated her computer and her cell phone and everything within the day that she was murdered. So who knows? Who knows? And she did have anxiety, and she was struggling a little bit within the couple months before this happened. But who doesn't? When I was 27 years old or 29 years old and I was engaged to Lance and I was going through all those experiences of planning a wedding and, you know, maybe not so happy in my job, like I was going through anxiety. That doesn't mean that you're automatically suicidal. Like, come on. It's very upsetting. So this article is quite literally angering. It's very angering. And it's also very angering that this guy, he's not just like he lives his life like humble and quiet and, you know, and he is quite a private person. It's not like he's a public person in the sense that he has like actually he does have a podcast. He did have a podcast. Now that I say that, he did have a podcast in 2020 with actor Adam Pally. He did have a podcast. We should unearth that podcast. Yeah, he's friends with a lot of celebrities. He's friends with a lot of big names. His wife's cousin, I believe cousin, is a huge jewelry designer. They're very in the up and up elite society in New York City. So we should, yeah. I don't like when people get away with murder, Jen McCabe. Dun, dun, dun. I was listening to a YouTube video, and you know how YouTube just like automatically plays the next video when you're done with it if you set it to that. And I was listening to a YouTube video yesterday, and then immediately it went to a lawyer, you know, video, Peter Dragos. And it was an old video where he was going over the day in trial. And he was like, so Celebrate was, you know, on the stand and Jen McCabe. And I was like, oh my God, I miss Karen Reed. I miss Karen Reed days. Like I missed it. I swear, I can't wait for that civil trial. We need to get justice. But apparently Gavin Fish, the guy that was on my show, will be on his show, according to you guys in the comments. He will have Sandy and Josh Greenberg, that is Ellen Greenberg's parents, on his show tonight. So make sure to follow Gavin Fish. And then also I sent it to my friend Aliza on Hollywood Reporter this morning. There was an article that the director is just in shock. The director of the documentary is just so upset about the medical examiner's findings, just cannot even believe that that is actually what happened. And even on TMZ is even covering it because of the documentary. And I'm glad that it's getting all of this press. I think it's a great thing that people are starting to pay attention to it. Here is the little clip from TMZ, which is who is actually speaking here? I think that this is the attorney for the Greenberg family. Hold on, let me pull it up really fast for you guys. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Many of us are shocked, surprised over this because none of us really saw this coming. I mean, I don't guess we should be surprised, right? Because, you know, you missed one manner of death there. There's five. You've got suicide, accidental, you got homicide, you got undetermined, you got natural. They also visited undetermined in this case for a bit. And guys, I got to tell you, I worked for the coroner in New Orleans. I worked for the ME in Atlanta as a senior investigator. Fellas, I have never, in the totality of my career as an academic and also as a practitioner in the field, I've never seen somebody jump to three of the different manners. We've only got five to choose from. So over the course of all these years, they vacillated between all three of these at one point in time or another.
So he says, Mary says that's not the lawyer. He is the retired medical examiner from several areas. So other medical examiners are looking at this like, what the F? It's clearly corruption. There is literally nothing that upsets me more in these cases than when there's corruption involved with bad criminal investigation, bad police work. And this is all of it involved. It's literally a Karen Reed, Sandra Birchmore story in the same vein, obviously, sadly. Well, it's the same. John O'Keefe died. We didn't get justice. And here in this one, Ellen Greenberg died and we didn't get justice. So it's very upsetting. Okay, let's go to another story. Let's talk about this quick Blake Lively reel that popped up this morning. So many of you guys sent it to me this morning, and you guys were so triggered by Blake Lively's reel. I was too. Listen, Blake just doesn't get it. I hate to say it. She just simply does not. Maybe read the room or what. I don't know. I feel like she is always doing something a little off, right? Now she has Blake Brown Beauty, and we've already joked about the massive amounts of mousse that she uses. And I didn't realize this, but this is actually part of the plan. When you use Blake Brown Beauty, just assume that you're going to be spending a lot of money, and you're going to be spending a lot of money often, because you have to buy a lot and use a lot, because she even says it in the caption that you have to use ginormous, godforsaken amounts of her products, which is truly the worst possible marketing you could ever make. The whole idea with any sort of beauty products, with any sort of cleaning products, is that you're not supposed to have to use a lot. That's it. If you're ever buying any sort of cleaning product and they're like, you have to use so much, it is a bad product, because you're spending a lot of money. And the goal is that you're supposed to use just a little. They're always saying like just a pea size amount, just a dime size amount, just a quarter size amount, and a little goes a long way, because shit is expensive. And in this economy, we don't want to use too much stuff because it's too expensive, right? So the goal here is that you're not going to want to use, like, can you imagine going and you're buying one product from Blake Brown Beauty and it's $27, and then a week later you have to go and buy another one because you've used half the bottle for one hairstyling? It's so stupid. But she thinks this is a positive, and she explains this in her caption. Let's watch it for ourselves. It's frustrating. I wonder if I can even play the music. She uses some silly ass music. Of course, it's her doing her new pets. I say pet because this is how Blake Lively operates. She had Isabella Ferrer as her pet. Now it's her niece. Since Isabella won't be seen with her, it's her niece. I truly can't believe that this is her name. And I don't want to name shame, because she's just a kid. Kids get born with names. But I'm actually really shocked by this. Her niece's name is Keiki. Is that real? Keiki? Keiki? Or is that short for something? Keiki's mom's name is Robin. Keiki's dad's name is Bart. And they decided to give her the name Keiki. I hope it's a nickname. It's not nice if that's the real name. I just don't think that's a nice name to give someone, personally. Maybe her name's like Colleen. No, it can't be Colleen. That would be weird. Now, she's very cute, the niece, I have to say. She's very beautiful and she's the gorgeous hair. I mean, they do have beautiful hair in this family. If you look at Robin, if you look at Lori, and if you look at Blake, all of them have gorgeous hair. So they are also just born with gorgeous hair. A lot of this is genetics, all that hair shit. You can say that you're using all this stuff, but so this is what Blake says first, and I'll play the video while I read this word salad. Blake Brown Beauty 45-minute volume hair done on my angel niece, from soaking wet hair to bouncy finish, all while racing around in heels. Wet hair myself, but an amazing purse to distract. Styling for a room full of beauty editors while talking alongside our whip smart CEO, Laura Tedesco, and sharing all about Blake Brown Beauty and our new hairspray that I am crazy for. And then jumping back into styling, where of course I managed to maintain terrible posture the entire time. My mother is going to kill me. But doesn't Kiki Johnson's hair look amazing, even though I felt like I was unchopped? I'm a mother of 4 little ones. If it's not chaos, I don't know it. I was proud to share all the products we've worked so hard on for so many years on her. She washed with our strengthening shampoo and mask duo. She followed with her all-in-wonder leave. I put godforsaken amounts of our glam mousse in her hair, roots to ends, with most products at roots to mid-hair. I blow-dried her hair, using a wide bristle brush to blow the roots upward for maximum volume, then mostly rough-dried the rest. Once dry, I used our classic hairspray on each piece of her hair before hot rolling it. Once all was rolled, I set her hair with a lot more hairspray. I'm not shy with how much product I use, and our hairspray is very buildable. We had no time, so I hit her hair with a cold blow dryer to try to cool the curlers before removing them. I removed the curlers, back brushed her roots to mids all over her head for maximum volume. I added our dry shampoo for extra volume and texture. I then brushed through her hair and added a final heavy spray of our hairspray to set it. You can detail the hair to remove any flyaways, add a little finish by spraying our all in wonder leave-in into your hands and applying a little where needed. You can't mess it up. And in my experience, if you use very generous amounts of product while doing this look, it should stay beautiful for days. It falls a little bit over the days, becoming more like a blowout. You can refresh as needed with our dry shampoo, which doesn't leave a cast. It's our favorite. Okay, longest caption ever entered into Instagram is now complete. What the god dang hell did I just read? Is there any hairstylists here in the comments? I need to know immediately if there's any hairstylists here. This is illegal. Kiki, are you okay? Like, there has to be some damage to your hair to use that much product every single time. She literally did layer on layer on layer on layer on layer of product. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I can't believe, you know how they say when you cook, you're supposed to season each layer? That's what she did. Like, you're supposed to put down, your onions and your garlic, season it. And then you put the meat, season it. And then you put the veggies, season it. This is what she did. She literally seasoned each hair follicle on each goddamn layer a million times over. And then she said, use generous amounts. And there's people out there, there's girls out there that like love Blake Brown or Blake Lively so much that they're out there probably buying 46 bottles of shampoo, or of her hairspray, because they're like, I was told I have to use generous amounts. Generous amounts. Okay. Tanya went to school for cosmetology. Please tell me, this doesn't seem okay, right? This seems wrong. Something feels off here. It's a lot. And also her caption is a lot. She uses 18 too many words. So many more words than you had to. It's too much. Okay, we've got a hairstylist. I'm a hairstylist for over 40 years, Kay Magdalena says. There is no way this will even last even 1 hour. This is how you buy too much product and make them money. Exactly. It's a marketing ploy to get you to go and say, I guess I have to get the mousse. I have to get the hairspray. I have to get the all-in-one cleanser. I have to get the flyaway, and I have to get the dry shampoo because it's going to fall flat tomorrow. And I have to get this and I have to get that. And it's not really working. So tomorrow when I try it, I'm going to use even more mousse. I guess she said use generous amounts. I guess I'm going to use 3 times more. And then I guess I'm going to use this and I'm going to use 5 times. Well, it doesn't look like Blake's. It's because Blake and Cakey and all of them, they're born with this big, beautiful hair. And she's like, it's the products. Bull. It's wild. Wild. Now, the whole thing just feels so put on. But then what even is worse than that, you guys? The worst thing about it is in her stories. Because I do think there's truly a lack of self-awareness unlike anything you've ever seen. She really does believe that she's better. She's the best at everything she does. Because she puts here in her Instagram stories, I am all my loved ones' personal glam squad. Weddings, parties, premieres, you name it. It's my favorite job. So she considers herself the best glam squad at everything that she does. Like, I really do think that she considers herself the best at everything she touches. I think that she thinks she's the best writer, the best director, the best producer, the best editor, the best costume designer, the best hairstylist, the best makeup artist, the best at everything. It doesn't, I worry for her brain. You can't have that high of a regard for yourself. You just can't. It's not healthy. It just doesn't work. Especially now when you know that you are this unliked in the real world, to be able to go on your stories and be like, I'm amazing, is so insane to me. How could you actually go on your Instagram stories and post, I am like the best, when you know that you're in the middle of this hell? It's just shocking. It's shocking to me. It's mind-blowing to me. So on the next season of Real Housewives of inauthentic, narcissistic housewives, Blake Lively is holding the center, and it will be a bottle of dry shampoo. And next to her will be Meghan Markle, and the other side of her will be Chrissy Teigen. And Katy Perry, we decided will join. And we're still trying to fill in the blanks. She's a lot. She's a lot. Okay. We got to go into another story. I actually felt bad for Kim Kardashian, you guys. I did. I did feel bad for Kim in one moment. Kim Kardashian doesn't offend me as much as maybe she used to offend me. And she definitely doesn't offend me as much as like someone like a Blake Lively offends me, and some other people out there offend me. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but there's so many people out there that are so disgusting online and so wrong. Kim Kardashian just doesn't do that for me anymore. I don't know if you guys feel that. She kind of just like is doing her own thing. I'm mad that she brought Kanye into like the public fold as much as she did. I mean, Kanye was kind of a name, but I feel like she made Kanye more like mainstream. But she talks about Kanye in this Call Her Daddy interview. I was watching a little bit of it. She's so unrelatable. She has no idea how much she spends on glam a year. She thinks it's close to $1 million. She has absolutely no idea how she was talking about how, she was really upset because her mom didn't get her the purse that she wanted, and Kylie got the purse that she wanted. And this was like what really, really pissed her off in her life. I mean, the unrelatability is huge with Kim Kardashian, but she does co-parent with one of the most unstable, horrendous people out there, and that's Kanye West. So this, I actually think I do feel bad for her for. She's also really beautiful, and you can't deny that. Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I do. She talked about co-parenting with Kanye West on Call Her Daddy, and this was actually quite interesting. Check this out.
talk about the state of you and Kanye's co-parenting relationship?
What do you think co-parenting with Kanye West is like? It's not easy. I mean, I raise the kids, full time. They live with me. I welcome a great, healthy relationship with my kids and their dad. He knows that. I push for it all the time, but I also protect them when it's time for that. And it goes in waves and phases. And I have the best memories and the best relationship, with my dad. And even I love that, I see Tristan puts, their kids to bed every night and takes them to school every day when he's not, in season. So I just welcome healthy relationships, but it's not easy.
When was the last time Kanye saw the kids?
Whenever he'll call for them and ask, it's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him.
How do you handle, because it's all on you in those moments, the disappointment, if any, from the kids? How do you explain those moments to them?
They always knew that he had a big life traveling before and was always on tour and all of that. So it's and that he lives in different countries all the time and loves to live all over the place. So, we manage it really well. They love their life, their routine and their schedule. And I think just their job as their mom is just to make sure that they stick to their routine and they're healthy and happy. And the one thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that I keep the kids. I've never once, away from him. I've never once done that. There's been so many times where I've been I just want to show all of these texts. What are you talking about? Haven't heard. I begged them, to go hang out or things like that. It's more of just the narrative that I think it's all good and we're living our life. And then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids. And I'm it's not a kidnapping. It's a divorce.
Again,
Every time he is asked, I will always let them see their father. The episode is quite interesting. I find her fascinating. I don't know why. There's just certain people that I find fascinating. He is as mentally unwell as you can possibly get, probably. And I do not, I couldn't imagine ever having to deal with him in any sense, but especially to share kids with. Everyone always says co-parenting with someone that you don't get along with is hard, but imagining co-parenting with someone who is mentally that sick and then also so angry and so public about it and just puts everything out there also is just so, I just couldn't imagine. But I think it's actually a really good interview. I think they're trying something, the Kardashians, Jenner Kardashians. I just think that they're trying a little bit of a different approach now because for years and years, they tried to kind of, even though they had the reality show, I think they always tried to kind of have a wall up. And now I think they're realizing that things are changing so fast and their relevancy really died down 3 years ago, even 3 years, 2 years ago, they were still hot shit. Now a lot of people don't really care about the Kardashians. I definitely did not watch their last season of their show, and I used to love the Kardashians, and I have not watched the last maybe 2 seasons of their show. I'm just not interested. It feels so produced and so put on. But I saw Kris Jenner was on Not Skinny But Not Fat yesterday, looking 14 years old. I've never seen Kris Jenner looking so amazing. I mean, what the hell? She stole another person's face. She had a face transplant. And then of course, Kim Kardashian's here on this show. I think they're all just kind of trying to maybe take an approach that they're just trying to be more themselves. One thing she says at the beginning of the interview, she says that the craziest conversation that they ever had, the craziest interview that they ever had was when they were on The View, the worst show. And in my opinion, I'm allowed to have that. And it was years and years and years ago, at the beginning. And they were on The View. And I don't know who asked this. I'm actually kind of curious to find the episode where one person asked Chloe, it was Chloe, Courtney, and Kim. And one person said to Chloe, how do you feel looking so different than your sisters? Which is so fucked. It's so fucked up because Chloe obviously never looked the same as her sisters until there started to be some serious plastic surgery. And Chloe legit looks like a different person than she did 10 years ago. I mean, it's really crazy. She really, truly has transformed her face completely and body. So it's pretty interesting to see. I just know that I have a couple of friends that live in Hidden Hills in that area, and I've driven through it, like driven past all their houses, and it's just a different world over there. I mean, they live in such wealth, like you can't even fathom what they live with. It's just insane. Okay. Um, Another story. Let's get into one more story right after this ad break. I want to remind you guys that the show is also brought to you by Rula. Telehealth has made mental health care more convenient and accessible for millions of people. However, critical challenges like finding a suitable therapist, scheduling appointments, and the expensive out-of-pocket costs still keep many from getting the health care that they need. Rula is on a mission to make high quality mental health care from a licensed professional easy and affordable for everyone. Rula's got you covered. They take most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 per session. You can now get the quality care you need when you need it at a price that you can afford. Rula isn't just affordable. They stick with you throughout your journey, making sure you get the best therapy and that you're making progress. With Rula, every provider is carefully vetted and chosen for their expertise. You'll always know you're in the hands of quality providers who are dedicated to making real progress in your care. The first step on your journey to mental health well-being is easy. Rula starts by asking you a few questions about what's important to you and then provides a list of licensed in-network providers who match your preferences. You can schedule your preferred time and meet with your therapist as soon as the next day. Go to rula.com/daily dose to get started today. That's rula.com/daily dose for convenient therapy that's covered by insurance. All right. So Dancing with the Stars last night was phenomenal. The show is so damn good. Who here watched Dancing with the Stars last night? Robert Irwin's going to take it home. You heard it here first. If he doesn't, then it's rigged. His dance was so good. Oh my God. It was so good. Well, the whole episode was good because it was dedication night and everyone was dedicating their songs to someone that meant a lot to them. And so the packages were so good. And when I say the packages, I mean just like the little pieces of content that they film and edit together where they're talking about who they're dedicating everything to. But Robert Irwin's package, and it's so funny because I have a text message from Lance where he's like, I'm bawling. And Oliver, it's like a family text message. And Oliver goes, why are you bawling? And Lance goes, Robert's package. And Oliver goes, what's Robert's package? It sounds sexual. I'm trying to think if there's like a way Robert Irwin's dedication. I wonder if there's a way that I can like find the whole thing that I can just, because I can't show you the dance because the music, but number one, his dance was insane. I mean, he's truly the best dancer. Like Robert Irwin is a phenomenal dancer anyway, but his conversation that he had with Whitney where he was talking about why he's dedicating it to his mom, that is what got me because he was talking about the fact that he loves his mom so much and when his dad died, he felt so sad that his dad wasn't there. He took it really hard, but his mom was always there for him. And then the dance was so beautiful. And of course, I can't play it for you guys because of the music, but it was so good. Now, spoiler alert, Dylan Efron also had an adorable dance with his younger sister, who's just like a doll, literal, like a walking human doll. And his dance was good. And Lance said it was even better in person than it aired on TV. But I do not think that it deserved better scores than Robert Irwin. And I was upset about that. So Dylan Efron got 4 9s, which was a 36, because there was a guest judge, Kim Johnson, who used to be a celebrity. I mean, who used to be a talent, like, I mean, a professional dancer on the show. And then Robert Irwin got 3 9s and an 8, which bothered me because I thought Robert Irwin's dance was insane. Whitney was also great. She danced and dedicated it to her husband, Connor. It felt like I was watching a threesome, just being honest, between Whitney, Connor, and Mark Ballas. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought, let me think what else I thought was great. Jen Affleck's was really sweet, dedicated it to her single mom. They're so cute. Jen Affleck is so small and her mom is shorter than her, which is the cutest thing ever. Everyone was very excited for Danielle Fishel's dance. If you're a Boy Meets World fan, I think that you would be excited for that because Mr. Feeney was there. He's 97 years old. He played the teacher on Boy Meets World. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I never watched Boy Meets World growing up. Like, I knew the show, but I was not at the age level to watch it. I'm 44. So if you're in my age group, I think we were just a little too old. I think if you're in your 30s, that was your show. I grew up watching Wonder Years with Fred Savage, but I like hung out with Ben Savage. I used to party with Ben Savage, but I never watched Boy Meets World. So like, I knew the show, but that wasn't my age. Now, the kids that are on the new Boy Meets World or like that were on the Disney kind of like they redid it. I know all those kids. So Mr. Feeney was there. I just didn't think they did enough for that. Like, it just didn't hit me at all. I know she had to do the jive, but it wasn't an emotional dance whatsoever. It was like, it didn't do anything for me. Alex Earl, I think, is adorable and beautiful and so cute. I really liked her. Derek Huff made a comment to Alex Earl in his judging that I thought was really wild. He was like, I know there's a lot of negativity here, but I thought that this show was all about love. And I was very confused about that. Did anyone else actually hear that? Oh, Mr. Feeney's actually 99. I said 97. Did anyone actually hear that comment? When Alex Earl danced with her younger sister as a dedication and her partner, Val, who, by the way, I see every once in a while at my gym here, Derek Huff's judging was like, what did he say? He was like, I know there's a lot of negativity here, but it's all about this. And I was like, what is that all about? I wonder like what's happening behind the scenes, because I'm not hearing any of that. I guess I should ask Lance. I'm like, what's the negativity? Who would I know? I haven't asked Lance, not once. Let me think who else. Andy Richter was so sweet with his daughter, his adopted daughter. Did anyone else like jump out at me? Everyone else was fine and good and sweet. No one else like really jumped out at me. I'm going to ask Lance about the Alex Earl stuff. I should ask. What was the negativity comment towards Alex Earl with Derek Huff yesterday? Is she getting a lot of hate? He's going to be like, if it's for your show, I'm not going to answer you. So let's think what else. Okay, so that was good. It was really cute. Okay, let me see if I have any other stories that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this Britney Spears, Kevin Federline, but not today. Do you guys care about this Lala and Sheena story at all? That Lala and Sheena are like at the point of no return and no longer speaking. They will not speak whatsoever, ever again. And that's done. Yeah, in Bravo News, Lala has decided that they are at the point of no return. Lala will not speak about Sheena Shea. She is done. Done. She reached the point of no return. Their friendship will never be the same. She said, I think I've said everything I need to say on that situation. She said, when they were asked, is there a path forward? They were shot down. She goes, I'm not even going to discuss her at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm Team Lala on this. I don't think I can be Team Sheena. I feel so sleepy over Sheena. I see the ZZZs, but I can't. Like, every time I see Sheena trying to like share her case, I'm like, next, thank you, next, Thank you. Next. I'm sorry. Lala's annoying too, but I'm much more on Lala's side for any of this than Sheena. I can never be on Sheena's side. Okay, Lance says, what? How is that possible? But Derek said it. Lance's response doesn't make any sense. Okay. So then another little Bravo tip. Tamra judged yesterday about Dr. Wendy. So Dr. Wendy, you know how she is allegedly faking this, having this insurance fraud and faking this break-in. Well, I was watching Carlos King yesterday on Nick Viall. By the way, did you guys see Nick Viall all over the Dancing with the Stars floor yesterday? Nick Viall was in the background on like every single clip. I was like, why is Nick Viall on my TV everywhere I look? I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw it everywhere. It was a little annoying. But he had Carlos King yesterday on his show. And Carlos King is a podcaster and used to be a producer also for Real Housewives. And he is good friends with Dr. Wendy, and they used to work together. So he said that he says, you're innocent until proven guilty. And he texted her and was like, you don't have to respond to me. I love you. And she has not responded to him. I think Dr. Wendy is very clear when she made her statement saying, thank you for the support for all the people that are standing by us. But she didn't say we are innocent in terms of that fraud. But Tamra said on her show on 2Ts, she said, I got a DM from someone that lives in Dr. Wendy's cul-de-sac area that basically said, or in their little neighborhood where they've never had a break-in, not one sense of like crime or issues in their very safe pocket. And they said all the neighbors, when this went down, all kind of spoke about it. And they all had a feeling that Dr. Wendy was creating this crime kind of on her own, that this was a man-made fraudulent crime. So I think that this will be interesting. I have a feeling that everyone had an idea when Wendy was saying like, oh, we got broken in. Everyone was like, how? There's no one has ever broken into anything here. Now, meanwhile, I haven't really been talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I don't really recap these shows. But I will say Salt Lake City is holding the F up. It is art. It's a great show. It is fun to watch. They go to this winery. And if you just watch this one scene where every single one of the girls, one by one, goes inside to get read by a tarot reader. And while each one is going in and out, getting read by a tarot reader, the other ones are outside arguing, mostly Lisa and Angie. Lisa Barlow is on my last nerve this season. It's so funny. Every season there's a new person that is my better on my better list. Last season, I couldn't even look at Bronwyn, and this season, she doesn't bother me. Last season, I loved Lisa Barlow. This season, I can't stand her. Do you guys find that that happens with you too? But Brittany Bateman is my favorite character. I don't know why I just find her to be such good comic relief. The timing of this scene of them sitting at the winery is so phenomenal. Angie going back and forth, bringing a Tupperware of all of the gifts Lisa has got her, giving it to Lisa. Angie pulling out her wallet saying, I have this, I have that, throwing black cards, American Expresses all over. Brittany looking at Angie's house listing and saying, it's listed too high. Price reduction. Oh, 200 days on the market. And Angie takes it so personally. And then all of a sudden, Brittany, Jared's calling. I mean, it is great TV. The timing of it is phenomenal. So if you want a little good Bravo, that show, I think, is the one. They do not need to bring back Monica. Blair says they need to bring back Monica, and I do not agree. Bronwyn is the only one that I think has become more likable, and that's because of her mom. They introduced us to her mom, Muzzy. Her name is Muzzy. And if your name is Muzzy, you're officially not going to be likable because your name is Muzzy. Okay? Her mom is horrendous. It's it explains everything. Muzzy is one for the books. She's one of the worst characters we've ever seen or met on any single show that we've ever had on Real Housewives. She's mean. She's cold. She calls Bronwyn a bad mom. She doesn't want to give Bronwyn any love. Bronwyn is craving and dying and seeking any sort of validation for anything. And Muzzy is very mean. Very mean. And her name is Muzzy. I just said I wasn't going to name shame, and I've done it twice today. It's bad. It's real bad. Anything else? I think that's it. Okay, you guys, thank you for being here. I recorded our Patreon happy hour Zoom last night. It was so much fun. It's up on Patreon for the upper tier. So if you guys are there, you can watch it for the first time ever. We've never recorded it. Enrique, last minute question. Donna, speaking of Dancing with the Stars, what do you think of the beef between Ben Savage and the Boy Meets World cast? So fascinating. I think he didn't want to apologize to Trina like the rest did. You're speaking a different language. Do I need to look into this? Who is Trina? That's how old I am. I don't know who Trina is. I still can't believe Fred Savage got canceled. I'm still there. I'll do some research, okay? I love you. I adore you. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.